Months passed, and Amara's belly grew, filled with the promise of new life. The village of Ibiku watched with a mix of wonder and suspicion, for they knew of her journey to the great forest and the mysterious pendant she now wore. Whispers of witchcraft and curses began to spread, but Amara held her head high, her heart swelling with love for the child within her. When the time came, Amara gave birth to a daughter, Neka, under the light of a full moon. From the moment she opened her eyes, it was clear that Neka was no ordinary child. Her eyes shimmered like stars, and her tiny hands glowed with a soft light. As she grew, so did her powers. Flowers bloomed where she stepped, and the air around her hummed with energy. At first, the village was amazed. Children followed Neka, laughing as she made butterflies dance in the air. But as her powers grew stronger, so did the fear. When Neka cried, storms would brew, and when she was angry, the ground would tremble. The elders, led by the stern Okonkwo, gathered and declared that Neka was a threat to the village's safety. "She must be banished," Okonkwo proclaimed, "before she brings ruin upon us all." Amara's heart broke at the thought of losing her daughter. She pleaded with the elders, but their minds were made up. Desperate, she turned to Kofi, the village healer, who had always been kind to her. Kofi, with his deep knowledge of the spirits, revealed that the spirit of the baobab had indeed placed a price on the gift of Neka. "The price is balance," Kofi said. "The child's powers must be controlled, or they will consume both her and the village." He told Amara of the forbidden shrine, a place deep in the great forest where the spirit could be confronted. "Only there can you negotiate the terms of your pact," Kofi said. "But be warned, the journey is perilous, and the spirit is cunning." With no other choice, Amara prepared to take Neka to the shrine. She packed food and water, and together, they set out into the forest. The path was more treacherous than before. Vines seemed to reach out to trip them, and shadows whispered ominous warnings. But Amara pressed on, her love for Neka giving her strength. After days of travel, they reached the forbidden shrine, a place shrouded in mist and silence. The shrine was an ancient stone structure, covered in moss and vines, with a single altar in the center. As Amara approached, the spirit of the baobab appeared, its form more terrifying than she remembered. "You have returned," the spirit said, its voice echoing through the trees. "Have you come to pay the price?" Amara stepped forward, holding Neka close. "What is the price?" she asked, her voice steady despite her fear. The spirit smiled, a chilling sight. "The price is your life, Amara. For the gift of your child, you must give up your own." Amara's heart sank. She looked down at Neka, who gazed back with innocent eyes. "There must be another way," she pleaded. But the spirit was unmoved. "The pact is made. The price must be paid." Just then, Neka began to glow, her light growing brighter until it filled the clearing. The spirit recoiled, surprised by the child's power. "What is this?" it hissed. Amara realized that Neka's powers were stronger than even the spirit had anticipated. With a surge of energy, Neka let out a cry, and a beam of light shot from her hands, striking the shrine. The stones cracked, and the spirit let out a roar of anger. "You cannot destroy me," the spirit shouted, but its form began to fade. "But know this, if you live here, I will curse your village with eternal drought. Let them suffer for your defiance." With that, the spirit vanished, and the shrine crumbled to dust. Amara and Neka were left standing in the ruins, the weight of the spirit's curse heavy upon them. They returned to Ibiku, where the villagers were already feeling the effects of the drought. The once lush fields were dry and cracked, and the river had begun to recede. The people were desperate, and their fear of Neka turned to blame. "She has cursed us," they cried. "The child must be sacrificed to lift the curse." Amara stood before them, Neka in her arms. No, she said firmly. Neka is not the cause of this curse. The spirit is. But together, we can overcome it. She turned to Neka, who looked up at her with trusting eyes. Can you help us, my daughter? Amara asked. Neka nodded, and with a wave of her hand, dark clouds gathered overhead. Rain began to fall, gentle at first, then heavier, soaking the parched earth. The villagers watched in awe as the land came back to life, green shoots sprouting from the ground. From that day on, Neka was no longer seen as a threat but as a blessing. The villagers learned to accept her differences and to cherish the unique gifts she brought to their community. Amara, too, learned a valuable lesson, that true strength comes from unity and acceptance, and that every individual, no matter how different, has a unique gift to offer. And so, the village of Ibiku thrived, with Neka at its heart, a living testament to the power of love and understanding. Moral lesson: true strength lies in unity and acceptance. Every individual, no matter how different, has a unique gift to offer the community. By embracing our differences, we can overcome even the greatest challenges.